So I thought it would be funny to tell you guys some high school stories, because I've got some good ones, and it all kind of comes around from me going to this one school. I went to one school for like pretty much all 5 years of high school. But then there was this period where, for family reasons, my dad kind of moved to like a worse area because he couldn't really afford where he was living. And then I went and moved with my dad. And then I ended up going to this terrible school for like, only like one term. But it was enough to get all these stories for an entire video. It was not good. And this is how I knew it was not good. This is what kind of set me off. I went there and it was like, you kind of had to have an interview when you go to a new school, like an interview with the year coordinator. She just kind of gets to know you, tell you about the school and stuff. This is the one thing I remember from the interview. And she said, oh, you probably won't get in many fights. Do you know why? And I was like, I don't know, because I'm like small. And she's like, yeah, exactly. You're small, so people probably won't want to fight you. Like, what? Why was that the conversation in the interview? That kind of made me think a bit that, where the hell am I going that in the year coordinator's interview to introduce you to the school, she says, you probably won't get in many fights because you're too small, and most people like to fight the bigger people to kind of show their macho-ness, you know? If some guy beats up me, it kind of won't prove anything because I'm tiny. And the school lived up to this reputation I had in my head. On the first day of school, the class had had enough, let me tell you. They were sick of this teacher. They didn't want to do any more work. And they just had a freaking riot in the classroom. Desks were turned upside down. Everyone was yelling at the teacher. They didn't want to do this work anymore. And I had never been to a school like this in my life. I was shocked. I didn't know what to do. I did not participate in the riots, let me tell you. I was just sitting down in my chair. It was my first day. I was just sitting down in my chair. And then everyone's like, yeah, screw you, teacher. But they're saying much worse words. You can imagine. And the girl next to me, I'm sitting next to this girl, she just throws her chair and then stands on the desk and starts yelling at the teacher, like standing on her desk, and I'm just sitting next to her. She's like up here, standing, and oh my god, I can't let this guy beat me. Hold on, let me just get the win real quick. Trying to tell stories, Diddy Kong. Let me win. No. As I was saying, I wasn't even trying. I'm just trying to tell a story. Anyway, as I was saying, this girl, she's like yelling at the teacher. The class is going crazy. Stuff is flying around everywhere. And then she like turns and looks at me and realizes I'm not rioting with everyone. And she like bends down. She's like, oh, is it your first day? And I'm like, yes. Like, what the hell is going on? I didn't say that. I was just like, yep, I'm new. And then she was just like, oh, okay. Yeah, screw you. We hate school. And I was like, what in the world is freaking happening right now? And that was day one. As you can imagine, this school wasn't very good, kind of like academically. It's not really the kids' fault. Okay, goodbye. But I was always like pretty good at school. Like, not amazing, 100% everything, killing everything. But I was pretty good. And so, oh, what up? See Young. Oh, the 5% DK jab, you bastard. That was my first day, that story. This is the first, like, work I did that got marked. And it was for maths, and it was like a maths test. And then the next day, we got it back. And I got, 73%. So that's not amazing anything. I think America rates things differently. Like, you need to get a higher score to get a B, so maybe they make the work easier. But in Australia, like, 75% is like a B. And so I got that back and I was like, oh, okay, pretty good, not terrible. I got my work and I looked at the kid next to me and he was just like his brain just exploded. Like, he didn't know what happened. And then he was like, oh my god, you nerd. And then he was like, look, Jordan got 76%. And everyone was freaking out. And I was like, what? And this was just so crazy to me. I'm sorry if this is like kind of insensitive, but it blew my mind. I was so used to just being like pretty good. And in this school, I was considered freaking Einstein himself, who had come down to bless these people with my vast knowledge of 76% in a grade 9 maths test. And so I ended up getting a freaking award at the assembly. Like, everyone was shocked to get such a high score. I got an award at the next assembly. They gave me a certificate in front of everyone. They were like, Jordan, 76% in this math test. And I couldn't believe it. I got called into the principal's office. He was like, these was his words because I remember them so vividly. He was like, we have a problem. Do you know what it is? And I was like, no. He's like, you're too smart. We're going to put you in extension for everything. And like at the school previously, I was in extension for science, and then they kicked me out. They were like, "You're so bad. You need to get out of here. I don't know how you fluked the entry test to get in here, but you need to get out." This school, they were like, "You are nuts." Oh, almost as nuts as that freaking neutral bee. And so then I got moved into all the extensions. I got moved into math extension. Oh, and math extension was actually so funny. Because if you finished your work early, and say if it was an hour lesson, like you could finish the work in like 30 minutes. And then if you finished, you got to play Halo with the reward. They just had Halo on every computer, and you could just play Halo. So I became a freaking Halo beast with all the Halo I was playing. And no! I hate it when it happens to me. It's so fun doing Steve combos on everyone else, but now I know Little Z and Hopcat's anger. Don't you dare! Don't get away from me with those up tilts and up airs. Oh, and you must be wondering about the fights, because she was talking about the fights. So, my school that I went to that wasn't this school, where I went to most of the time, it wasn't like a private school or anything, it was a public school, but it was still pretty good. And so if there was ever a fight, I think there was only like 3 or 4 fights, like the 5 years I was there. It was the classic where it's like, these guys are fighting, the whole school runs down and creates it's like an audience, like we were about to watch some gladiators fight in the Roman arena. Everyone's surrounding it. The fight lasts for like, I don't know, a minute maybe, not even. And I feel like that's kind of standard, but not at this school. This school, oh my god, what is this? Ah! That was the craziest setup I've ever seen. This school, it would be like the siren would go, recess would end, and you're walking back to recess, and you look over, and there's just 2 dudes just punching each other on the floor. Just like punch each other, and nobody cares. Nobody, they're so used to it. There just must be fights all the time. I remember that. I'm like going to class, and oh, leave me alone. I can't believe I've gone DK against Steve. Get me the heck out of here. How rude of him, by the way. I'm trying to tell a story. He's just mining away, getting those diamonds. Oh, this guy again. All right, I'm back, and now I'm with the Lucina instead of DK. I need to get this guy. But they just must have been so used to fights at that school. Nobody blinked an eye if there was a fight going on. Like, actually, no one cared. And they had this game. So as if the fighting there wasn't already enough, they had this game called Barcode. And let me tell you, this game was deadly. Only the fiercest of the fierce would play Barcode. I played it once, and then I realized what I'd got myself into, and I never played it again. Oh, don't do it! He did it. So what this game was, you would get like a carton of like choc milk, orange juice, I don't know, a carton of something. This guy baited me so hard. I'm pissed at this freaking Steve, man. This is the most insane Steve in the world. What? Who is this guy? What is happening? MC Gamer69 needs to leave me the heck alone. Oh my god. I've ran into the best Steve player in the world. So the way this game Barcode worked was everyone stood in a big circle, and you'd get this orange carton, and you'd just tap it between yourselves. Like around the circle, you're tapping it up like a volleyball. And if you messed up, like you just miss it and it falls on the floor, if the barcode landed face up, oh mate, everyone who's playing gets to punch you once. And that was savage because people did not hold back, let me tell you. Now, I never copped it. I was never the one getting punched, but I remember this one time. I wasn't playing. I was just watching on, eating my freaking little Vegemite sandwich, and there must have been 30 people in this death circle for Barcode. And there was this one guy at the school. He was just the classic. Like, he had red hair, very pale and skinny, and he had glasses, and he was just like, he was just one of those people where it's like, I don't know, you just kind of know that he's gonna get bullied, and it's unfortunate. And he's like, he does the old like, hello, you know what I mean? And so he's playing Barcode, and it's him. He's the one, he misses it. The barcode lands up. All 29 other people get to punch this person as hard as they want, like in the shoulder or something. But let me tell you, there were some big boys, and it looked like it hurt. And so the barcode lands face up, and he just starts running. He just starts running around the entire school. All 29 people, not a single one doesn't. They all just start chasing him. And for the rest of lunch, like I was just eating my lunch, and you'd just see him out the corner of your eye, like run past, like in the distance. And then 30 other people were chasing him. And I remember they eventually caught him in a corner, and that was just not good. High school, it was ruthless there. That is a brutal game. So I probably should not have told you all how to play. I can still win this. Alright, I'm focused on the game for the rest of this. I'm gonna win this. I'm gonna bring it back versus Zelda. You watch. It's not about the gameplay of this video, it's more about the stories, you know what I mean? I would not want to be a teacher at that school though, like that was brutal. That's what made me, I'm studying primary teaching. I would not want to be a high school teacher. I can only imagine the naughty kids that you have to deal with. That would just be an absolute pain. Oh, I remember it was like sewing class. And so we had like needles, and you already know where this is going, but the kids, they thought it would be funny if they got the long bobby needles, like probably this long, and they just put it in the teacher's chair, because she had like a cushiony chair, and so they could put it in the chair facing upwards. Let's just, long story short, she was not impressed. Her butt was probably bleeding. It was not good. It was not good. What else is there to talk about this school? No, it was just crazy, and apparently my year group was the worst at the school as well. So it was just like double bad. I was a god though. Not only was I freaking Einstein Stephen Hawking for my incredible 76% mathematical intelligence, but I was really good at video games compared to everyone there as well. And so not only would they play Halo, but they all played this game. Oh, what was it called? I forgot what the game is called, but it's like, it's this game, and if you did well, you would unlock levels. And so I kind of became, like, known at the school to be, like, this cool guy because, like, I played it once and I unlocked all the levels for them for this game that the whole school was playing. Because if you unlocked it, it would, like, unlock it on the computer. So this one computer just had every single level unlocked. And they were like, oh! Like, everyone was watching me. They're like, oh! Go, Jordan, go! And, like, unlock all the levels. Oh, what was the game called? Super Crate Box, I think is what the game was called. Oh my god, I'm pretty sure that's what the game was called. You're like this guy and you had to shoot these things. Oh, I should see if I can find it after this. So my dad had moved to this area to like afford being able to live there. And then after that term, he just like had realized I just become so lazy and just bad. Like I was good at school and then I just became terribly lazy. Because like I was still gonna just get like the best marks, and then he was like, okay, we need to go. We need to go back. This school is gonna turn you into an absolute fool. Unfortunately, he did not make it in time, clearly. Yes! Yes, let's go. Okay, I wonder, I want to see if they have this game. Alright, I think this is it. Super Crate Box. Yes! This is the game! Alright, let's go. Oh no. I think the game is kind of like one of those games where it's just as fast as your computer is. It's got no frame limits. So this is, the game is not this fast. So I don't remember the game being this fast at all. It was like half the speed. But because it's like, it just kind of runs as fast as the computer is. Clearly this isn't a hard game to run, so my PC is destroying this game. Oh, the game is not supposed to be this fast. No! Oh, what a fail. I can't slow it down anymore. Oh, what an absolute fail.